You're listening to Rolling Toe with trucking experts Kevin and Mike Beckett. This is the show where you ask the questions and we give you the diagnosis on how to get the most out of your truck. We'll talk about avoiding wear and tear, knowing your suspension and axles, and how to get more mileage from your tires. We're on the audio road. Let's get rolling.
Good evening. This is Mike.
And this is Kevin.
And we're here with the stomach churns about tire wear and handling problems again.
The wheel turns as the stomach turns, or is it the other way?
And the hospital went closed. I don't know.
Let that happen.
Soap opera day.
Okay.
Well, we've had a good time so far. We're going to do our 14th episode tonight. And tonight the discussion is going to be about mismounts. This refers to the placement of the tire on the rim on the hub, and the brake drum on the hub. Improper installation of these will cause irregular tire wear and vibrations. The procedure for proper mounting of the tire is very well covered in any tire manual. The main point I wish to make is, in this post, is that if the tire is not properly mounted, it will cup. Having said that, I seldom find tire mismount as a major tire issue. Less than 1 in 1,000 tires that have irregular wear as a result of this problem. It should also be pointed out that once a tire is mismounted and has been driven for 4,000 or 5,000 miles and been heated and pressured in the new form on the bead, it probably will not properly mount even if you break it down and try it again. Proper installation of the rim and the drum on a unimount style hub is another matter. When we converted from wheels that were stud piloted with ball seat nuts to unimount rims with nuts that had washers, the industry was forced to depend on one centering point instead of multiple points. When you have 8 or 10 centering points with ball seat nuts, you have a much more precisely mounted component than you have only one. The unimount hub is manufactured with a maximum diameter, and that hub mating surface can be a tolerance less than that for quality purposes. At the same time, the rim or drum manufactured has a minimum size for centering, and that can have a plus or minus larger than that quality purpose. Only when you have a hub that is at the maximum size and a rim or drum that is at the minimum tolerance do you get a perfect fitment. Through time, usage, temperature changes, the size of those dimensions change for the worse. Excuse me. When the rim is not centered on the hub, you have an off-center rotation of the wheel and the tire, creating an imbalance and a slightly eccentric wear on the tire. The drum off-center also produces an imbalance issue plus an irregular drag on the brake shoe, which causes an out-around wear to the tire. These issues are present in significant percentages of vehicles with irregular wear patterns. There are processes and products to help alleviate this problem by manually centering the rim or the drum, or converting them back to stud-centered assemblies.
And when you say stud-centered, you're talking about what product would we use to get?
True Balance has products that will go on the studs and center the rim. There are nuts available with slightly extended sleeves that will fit into the hole of the rim and center it on the stud instead of allowing the rim to flop around. So there's various ways to do it that are coming out as aftermarket products. None of these come directly from the factory.
Okay. And as far as, it is, I believe it's a pretty crazy thing. The tire is not cheap.
No.
It's hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And in fact, with all the time you spend with tire engineers, they do spend a lot of time engineering. A lot of money has gone into making these just large black round objects really exactly right for the.
Correct. There's millions spent on R&D on them.
Right. And then when it comes time to stick it on your truck, or at least get it on the wheel that's going to go on the truck, what is the person that's going to get that job done?
The tire buster.
The tire buster.
Probably one of the lowest paid people in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He cares about the product. They care about his well-being. They make sure that he's got everything he needs, and everybody's happy by the time the thing gets on the track. I hope.
That's always the hope.
Right. So, all I'm saying is, when it comes to getting your tires mounted, you really want to at least look at what they're doing yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because there's certain things that whoops, I hope nobody heard that.
Push the space bar.
Space bar?
Yeah. Sign in alignment.
Hold on, people. Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we're still on the air.
We are on the air.
Son of a gun.
I didn't touch the thing long enough, and it went to...
Too many buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you spend a lot of money. Your second highest cost to operate in the vehicle is your tires, and yet they pay a real low-paid guy to go out there and mount the tires and throw them on the truck, and you hope they did it right.
Right. And you also have to consider that the money that the tire dealer makes isn't based on the amount that the engineer spent building that tire.
No.
Right. So it isn't. They aren't going to make. Just because they sold a Michelin doesn't mean they're going to give you Michelin quality service, because they're not really getting any Michelin money for putting that tire on there.
There seems to be a misconception about how much money they make on selling tires.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's say it's a $600 tire. You think, okay, the guy's making $300 out of that tire. Most tire dealers, as I understand it, are lucky if they make 20% on the sale of that tire.
Lucky. Right.
Yeah.
And that's...
I may be wrong, and maybe some tire dealer will call me up and say, no, I'm making 50%, but I really don't think they're making that much money. They sell a lot of them, and so they make 20% on a lot, but they don't make a lot of money on each individual tire. And by the time they pay for the warehousing, pay for a guy to put it on, pay a salesman to go out and sell it, do all of that different stuff, and then take care of the warranty when they come back, it's a tough business, and everybody's out there selling them.
Oh, yeah, everybody's got the same product. An XCA3 is an XCA3, no matter where you go to buy it.
Correct.
So it comes down to, I mean, especially, we're all in business here. It comes down to money, certainly, but for your well-being out there, if what they're going to do is they're going to give it to somebody that has no idea how they're supposed to put that thing on your truck, maybe you're going to lose a whole bunch of that investment. Right from the get-go.
But the point I made in the earlier discussion was the physical mounting of the tire on the rim in what I see in damage out there is not normally the problem. The problem is the way the rim gets mounted on the hub and the way the drum gets mounted on the hub. I see much more damage from those than from the way the tire's mounted on the rim.
Right.
Now, if you have a question or a comment, you can push 1 on your keyboard, and you'll come up as tell us that you have a question or a comment. If you push it twice, you'll erase yourself. So don't do that. We do want to talk to everybody that wants to talk to us, because we're egomaniacs. And so the more you want to talk, the more we have things. Otherwise, you'll just listen to Kevin and I talk to each other, and that's not a lot of fun.
It can be.
Well, it can be. Or it should be. But it's not always.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, all right. Let's take our first call and see what we got. Now we're going to start the game of where's this call from?
That's something we do every time.
Yeah, every time. And where have you got this call? What's the area code?
It's 404.
404.
414, I know, was Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But 404?
404. I'm going to say Texas.
You took mine. Okay, so I'm going to say California.
Okay.
All right.
Hello
hey, where
there.
Are you from?
Yeah, I'm here.
Pardon?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, y'all both got it wrong. It's Georgia.
Georgia.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. I picked Texas because I think 405 is New Mexico.
Yeah.
I figured that would be close.
The neighbor.
Yeah,
okay.
it's Georgia.
What can we do for you?
Yeah, I'm fixing to put 2 new steer tires on the front of my 93 Freightliner, and just wondering what y'all would really recommend would be the best tires I can put on there. What's the next best, just depending on what I can afford.
Oh, now the decision of what's the best tire becomes, are you looking for long mileage? Are you a line haul? Are you more interested in the dollar
that you
that you
spend
spend
up front?
now up front, or are you more interested in what the long-term run is going to be?
Well, I'd like the long term, but it just depends. I mean, if it's slap out of sight for long term, then I'm gonna have to go more with the dollar. But I'm interested in putting some good tires on there that will last me a while. I'm gonna probably have to get the truck aligned because I've had a little bit of wear on two of my tires that I've got on there right now, and they wore. On the passenger side, it wore on the outside. On the driver's side, it wore on the inside. So what I did to get just a few more miles out of them tires is I had a truck store or tire store that they just pull them off and reverse them, rotate them one from one side to the other side. And it was pulling to the right, and now it just straightened it up because I guess I just made it opposite of what it was. So that's going to give me a few more miles, but I'm sure I'm going to have the truck aligned. But I'd like to put the best tires on there I can, but I'd like to do it at a good price if I can too. So just everything from Love's. They've got special tires on special.
Let's talk about what's wrong with your truck that would cause outside wear on one front and inside wear on the other. That is a drive axle alignment problem. So the drive axles aren't set the way I would like them. Okay?
Okay, the drive axles are not set?
Drive axles are out of alignment. Okay?
Huh.
And they're pushing your truck sideways, and you're having to steer to the left to keep it on the road. And so you're sliding the truck down the road and wearing the outside of the right front and the inside of the left front.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay.
So that's the first thing.
So true, you do have an alignment problem.
You do have an alignment problem. How many miles are on these tires?
Couldn't tell you because one of them I had a blowout on, and I put a good used steer tire on there several thousand miles ago, and the other one was a match to it. So I didn't buy either one of the tires new, so I couldn't tell you.
All right. So we won't worry about that. What makes a good tire? The Michelin XZA Plus, XZA3 Plus is a really good tire. The Continental makes a really good line haul tire. The Bridgestone makes a very good line haul tire. Goodyear's 395 I like as a steer tire. I'm not as enthusiastic about their 399. Now, those are all primary brand tires. Also, there's the Yokohama. Makes a really good steer tire. A lot of people are telling us they're getting really good mileage out of the Yokohamas. So there's 5 different tires you can pick from.
But all the premium tires, you don't want to throw a intrastate tire out there and say that you're getting the best mileage you can.
Right. Now, you can go to some of their second-line tires, okay?
There you go.
Bridgestone has the Firestone brand, and they make a pretty good second-line tire. Michelin has the BF Goodrich, which is a pretty good second-line tire.
Is it Dunlop?
Dunlop is under the Goodyear brand.
And they're using...
And there is a model of Dunlop which is the old 395 tire. So you could ask them, okay, how much are you selling that one for?
Right. That 395 used to be Mike's pretty much favorite tire, especially for the money.
For the money, it was a dynamite tire. So now, having said that all these tires are good, the decision on what the price is going to be who you're buying from and what he's willing to sell it for. Now, I guarantee you, if you go to a truck stop and buy it, you're probably not getting a very good price. Okay?
Because convenience, you know.
Right. Yeah, it's convenient, but you're not going to get a good price. So I would start shopping the dealers in your area and see who's going to give you a good deal on one of those name brand tires.
Okay, but you're saying the best one is the Michelin XZ3?
XZA3 Plus.
Yes.
Okay. Now that is
XZA3 Plus. Okay.
But it is also the most expensive.
Yes, it's the most expensive. If you look at your cost per mile, Continental will beat the Michelin. It'll cost a little less. It may not run quite as far, but if you figure what it costs you per mile, it's a better buy.
And that
what's the good one
Dunlop,
for the
like you
Continental?
said.
Yeah, the Continental. Yeah. And then the Goodyear 395. I don't know what they're selling them for now, but we used to, before they brought out the 395, with the Goodyear 395. Before the 399 came out, yeah. The 395, we were getting 200,000 miles out of those tires and just having a great time with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we recently heard that they took that model and moved it down to the Dunlop brand.
And now I hear they're bringing it back up to the Goodyear brand. So if you could get that one, I wouldn't be unhappy with that. But again, it comes down to who are you going to buy from, what price is he going to give you, and how does that dealer handle warranties. If he's good with you, then that's a good place.
You're saying my drive axle's out of line, so I need to have a 3-axle alignment?
You need a 3-axle alignment, a good 3-axle alignment. I would recommend you go to somebody that does an MD alignment process. One of our guys, you can go to our website and look up there and see which shops are in your area in Georgia and stuff and find a guy that'll do it for you.
Yep.
If you go to a conventional shop, that's fine, but you want to make sure that that guy's got a good reputation. Because if he's just going to do an alignment and kick you out the door and give you a printout and say, well, I put it to factory specs, the odds are you're not going to get a good tire loader.
So what is your website where I can look up the ones in my area?
mdalignment.com.
Okay, mdalignment.com.
Yep.
Okay?
Appreciate it. Now, did you have any numbers particular? I know you said on the Goodyear, you said the 395 was good, and you said
the
the
395 is
Michelin,
the one I like. The
okay.
A3.
The Michelin is the X2A3 Plus. What's the number for the Continental or the Dunlop?
Oh, I can't remember. They've got all these funny names. Just ask them what their premium highway steer tire is for any of those brands. What's your number one highway steer tire? That's the one I want to talk about.
Right.
Okay.
Okay?
All righty. Well, I appreciate it.
You have a good day.
Thanks for calling.
You too. Thank you. All right.
Did you put a note up there? You didn't put a note up there. We need to put a note up there before we call him again.
I know.
Don't want to do that.
All right.
Okay. Well, that was fine. Didn't have much to do with tire mounting, but it's the same thing. Now, what do we got for the second guy?
Well, I don't know what his question is, but he's from the 315 area.
315. You got a guess?
Pennsylvania.
Texas.
Texas again. All right.
Hello?
Hello there. Hello there.
Yeah, it's upstate New York.
I was close.
Upstate New York. All right.
Utica.
We'll give Kevin a half a.
I don't get a
I,
point.
I, I just want to make some comments about the tires. I am a tractor trailer driver of 8 years, and I also have a small repair shop. Never dealt with truck tires till recently, and I've noticed I tried shopping around for a super single, a Michelin. Everybody wants $1,200-$1,300 for the tire. The best I found is like $1,100, $780. So in my shop, I don't deal in truck tires. When I contacted Michelin, I set up an account with them. I'm getting the tire for $903 is my cost. So the markup on the super singles for Michelin is phenomenal. They're making almost $300 on the markup, if not more. That's just for one tire. And then also, car tires, you're right, you don't make a big percentage on them. It's really small. You're lucky if you can make $10, $15 on a car tire. You make your money on the mounting, balancing, valve stem, and then you sell the road service on it, or the little extended warranty, the road hazard. That's where you make your money. You sell a lot of road hazards. I don't know, say you sell 20 tires of road hazard, your warranty usually maybe you'll see one come back. So you eat it, but in the long run, for all the money that you made on selling all the road hazards, there is big money in tires. What everybody's making on each one individually, I don't know, but as far as the super singles for the Michelin, it's a phenomenal markup.
Yeah, it's a very popular tire right now, so they're able to hold their price way up there. But if you went to a 295/75 regular 22.5 tire, and it sells for what, $500?
Well, I'm not sure on that, but my cost was $903 for the super single.
Got it.
And that's just me as a small guy buying one. They figure you got loves or TAs going in there, and they're probably buying hundreds of them at a time. I wouldn't be surprised if it's another $100 or $200 less than that.
Right.
The money they're it's a phenomenal price of markups.
Well, I appreciate you calling and give us that information. That's more in our pipe to smoke.
Yeah, I appreciate your time.
You have a great day.
Thanks for calling.
You too. Thank you.
Upstate New York.
Upstate New York.
Yeah. Well, there you
go. The other aspect of that, obviously, is sure, if you buy in bulk, you can sell for with a larger margin.
Right.
But then also on the same side, if you've got like the Sayer Schneider and you're buying tires, you can also get a lower price for purchase.
Sure.
So you're purchasing power, walking into any, truck stop.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to end up as an owner operator with no affiliation.
Right.
The most screwed person in the room.
Unless you're on some sort of a buying group. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. What do we got for our next guy?
Oh, we got the 423.
423. That's Jamaica.
Is it Jamaica?
Sure.
You imagine these were Jamaica a number of times.
I'm looking for Jamaica.
Yeah, I bet you are.
I'm waiting.
Let's go with Alabama.
Okay.
All right.
No, Tennessee, but I'm down here in Oklahoma right now.
Tennessee, but you're in Oklahoma.
Right, but I want
I'm on my way out to Tulsa. But my question for you, I'm running XDA Energies on the back. They're down to about 5:30 seconds. I just wanted to find out what your views were on regrooving. As far as I was talking to someone, I was fixing to buy 8 of them to get the cores on mine, and they said I would be better off to regroove what I've got for $20 a tire, but I've never done that, and I just wanted to find out what y'all's opinion was on that.
Okay, the only objection I've got to regrooving, and most tires will say right on them, regroovable, and you can pick up another 430 seconds of tread and run them longer. Once they're regrooved, the casing is worth nothing. They cannot be recapped. So
that's what I wanted to know.
Look at what the casing is worth now as a recappable casing, and then how much are you throwing away if you regroove it?
$100.
Yeah, I think I'd keep the $100 and not regroove it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate the information.
Not a problem. And you enjoy yourself down there in Jamaica.
Okay, I sure will. Thank you.
All right.
Alabama, wherever.
All right, Jamaica.
Okay.
I knew I was going to find somebody from Jamaica.
You keep making up the other thing. No,
Who, me? I don't make anything up.
not once, not in your whole life.
No, not once. If anybody else has any questions or comments, push 1 on your phone. We'd be glad to answer. We do have some more here we're going to go through, but we always like to have more people that want to talk to us because we're egomaniacs.
We are.
What do we got here?
We got the 740.
740. That's California, isn't it? No, that's 760.
That's 760.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was Ohio, but I'm not sure.
I want to go California anyway.
Okay, I'm going Ohio.
Okay. What part of California
it is
are
Ohio. It's Ohio. But if you would have said Texas, you would have been closer to where I'm at least.
from? He is in Texas, see?
You guys would have got one there. Couple questions for you. First, I've got I just had my steers balanced. I've got the XZA3s on there. About 70,000 miles on them. Wears good and all that. I just started to pick up a vibration. I had TA do it, and I think it was my driver's side. He said it needed 14 ounces of balance, or 14 ounces of weight. And he said the most he was allowed to put was 12 ounces. Is that true?
Michelin says that if you need any more than 6, we've got a problem on a brand new tire.
Oh, okay.
But on a used tire, you can have all kinds of weight needed depending on how the tire's been abused as it's being driven. 14 ounces, 12 ounces is quite a bit of weight. Now, you said you balanced them because you've got a vibration. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me a little bit about this vibration? Does it come in at a certain speed? And do you feel it in the steering wheel or in the seat and the feet?
It was in the steering wheel, between 55 and 62, which is right where I like to run.
Okay.
And it was always worse when I was, loaded up towards gross. Lighter weight loads and all that, I didn't seem to notice it as much, but, up towards 80,000, it would...
When you feel the vibration come in, and apparently you can drive through it at 62, it goes away, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. When you slow down through that speed range, does the vibration come back again?
It will come back. Usually it was taking like a bump or something to get it to come back in if I was slowing back down through that range.
Bump to make it start again when you're coming down. If you come down smoothly through it, it doesn't occur, right?
Right.
Okay. When you feel the vibration in the steering wheel, is it twitching the steering wheel side to side, or is it jumping it up and down?
It'd be like a left or right, side to side movement.
Right. Okay. All right. And they balanced it, and did that seem to do any good?
Yeah, it's made a huge difference.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I mean, yeah, very slight, if at all.
On your steer tires, is there any visible cupping or anything, or they seem to be looking pretty smooth?
No, they're wearing great. The one tire, it did have, something must have happened where it looks like maybe about an eighth of an inch of the rib, halfway across the rib, had some damage to it. Maybe, I don't know, an eighth inch deep or something like that.
Okay, all right.
If that.
And that would be enough.
I mean, real shallow.
Yeah. Real shallow, all right. Well, it's something has happened to the tire over the time it's been running. What'd you say, 70,000 miles?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. Something has happened over that period of time that you've lost some rubber in part of the tire, and now you have to put some weight in to make up for that so it'll rotate smoothly. So this is a classic case that it needed balance. Now, did they balance it with fixed weights, or did they put something inside the tire?
Fixed weights on the outside.
And that's fine. The problem with the fixed weight balance is that it is only correct the day they do it. And as the tire wears, the weight changes position again because the tire doesn't wear uniformly around its circumference.
As you saw.
Okay, so I'd probably need to go to something like a centermatic or a counteract bead, something like that.
That's what I recommend.
But then, I mean, it's going to have to be bad enough that it actually causes vibration before you're going to care anything.
Yeah, at this stage, you've already done the others, so go ahead and live with it. And if it starts vibrating again, instead of having a balancer done on it, I would either put centromatics on or balance beads in it. Okay?
Okay.
Because then every time it spins up, it will rebalance for the current condition of the truck.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
well, I will definitely.
Something occurred to cause as much an almost a 1 pound difference from one side of the tire to the other. So that it's pretty dramatic no matter what's happened. And I suspect, although you haven't seen much of a wear issue so far, I suspect even though it's balanced, you're going to start seeing more.
Now, what inflation are you running in the tire?
110 in the front.
Okay, and the sidewall of the tire probably says 110 on the side of it, doesn't?
I do believe it does, yeah.
Okay. Now, the 110 on the sidewall of the tire is the minimum pressure the tire requires to carry the load that's specified on the side of the tire. So let's say it's 6,000 pounds, and your steer axle is carrying 12,000, okay?
Okay.
You're driving down the road, and you have a nice aerodynamic truck, don't you?
Well, somewhat. It's a Pro Star, so.
The aerodynamics push the truck down at 60 miles an hour. How much weight's on your steer axle now?
11.7.
Okay, but
that was
when you were sitting still. When you're doing 60 miles an hour and the aerodynamics pushing down, you're carrying more than that, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then when you step on the brakes, what happens to the load on the steer axle? Does it go up or does it go down?
Oh, I'd say it goes way up.
So you don't really want the minimum pressure. You want a little extra. I normally find 10 pounds over whatever the sidewall says gives me the best tire wear.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, on your rear of the truck, you've got 34,000 pounds carried on those two drive axles, right?
Yes.
That means if you divide that by 8 tires, each tire is only carrying 4,250 pounds. And if you look at the load chart, that tire only requires 75 pounds of pressure, and the steer tire only requires 110 pounds of pressure, right?
Right.
pounds in the rear, would you?
No.
Well, if you wouldn't run the minimum in the rear, why are you insisting on running the minimum on the steer?
I know why. It's because everybody says you should.
Basically, yeah. That's what everybody's always recommended is 110 to 115 to me.
Correct. Now, I have no problems with 95 to 100 pounds in the rear because that's overinflated by between 20 and 25 pounds over the chart says. And I like more air than less air. But I like about 10 pounds more in the steer tire, and I get better tire wear overall.
Yep.
Okay.
So again, yeah, you should do that with this one, but I solidly believe, the second half of a tire's life is usually the half where it looks much worse anyway.
Yeah, things start happening.
So you're going to end up with this no matter what.
The other thing to remember is if you took all of the tread off of that tire and weighed how much it was, there's about 30 pounds of tread that you wear off through the life of the tire. So having 1 pound difference halfway through the life of the tire is not a big surprise.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right. Sounds good. Can I ask you guys one more question real quick?
No problem.
Sailins. Have you guys ever heard of those? SAILUN?
I'm sorry. What was that?
As a Sailin tire?
Nope.
No.
Is that a brand of a tire or a dealership?
It is a brand, yeah.
Probably made in China.
Yeah, they've been coming out with a lot of fun.
Yep.
The normal philosophy,
curious.
my job is to help people reduce irregular wear in their steer tires, okay? And if somebody really wants to reduce irregular wear in the steer tires, I tell them to buy Chinese tires because they blow out every 2 weeks and there's no irregular wear.
Oh.
All right.
I'm just opinionated like that. What can I say?
Oh, yeah.
All right, buddy?
All right, man. I appreciate it, guys.
You have a great day.
Thanks for calling.
You too. Yep.
Right. Okay. All right. We had a good time with that one.
That was interesting.
And he was from where?
Jamaica. No, it was Ohio.
It was Ohio. Okay. All right. Okay. Ohio. All right. Well, how long have we been on the air?
We've been on for a little over half an hour.
Boy, I'm having fun. Okay.
And we've got a couple calls left here.
And this guy is from?
From the 703 area code. I don't know where that is, and I don't know what his question is.
703.
Right.
Dominican Republic.
No, I'm going with Texas because 703 is so far out. The Dominican Republic. You really think Islanders are calling?
And they're driving and they're calling us. Okay.
Yeah, because they're on the road. So
sure.
Okay. Where are you from?
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm actually originally from Northern Virginia, but I live in Texas now.
Texas.
So I was half right.
He was half right.
Yeah, Texas. Most of them, I live in Austin now, so it would be a 512. But I haven't gotten rid of my Virginia phone number, so I kept it for you guys 5 years later, just so you can guess.
Far out. What can we do for you?
I have a couple questions. Well, I just replaced my steers. I've been running XDA 3 since I've had my Freightliner Cascadia, and I just got another set put on. I replaced them with 630 seconds left on them, and I had 205,000 miles on them. I was wondering that's a pretty good lifetime for those tires?
Anytime you're over
pounds?
Yeah, anytime you're over 180 or 190,000 miles on a steer tire, the tire's paid for itself with today's tires and their prices. So at 205,000.
Yeah, I got my tires. I bought the set cost me $900. I work for Prime, so I got a pretty good deal when I boued the tires. So I mean, like my XDA Energies that I bought last year. I have 105,000 miles on them, but I bought the set for $950 a tire. So, and they gave me $100 back for the recap. So it's a pretty good deal. Like I said, they don't really gouge us on the tires. They get us on everything else in the shop. But my question is, I went to Centromatic 2 years ago, and they put in my micro blue bearings. And at the point, they told me that my drag link on the driver's side was going bad, and I had irregular wear. And when I replaced my tire, I never got it fixed.
and the inside tire on the driver's side was worn. Would that be conducive to a drag link going bad?
No. What the drag link will do is it'll make the truck want to road wander. You'll be chasing the steering wheel trying to catch up with the tires because the drag
I've never
links,
had that problem.
So that could be
never
that.
had that problem.
Now,
But I heard my kingpins. They like when I had my tires put on and they were both on the ground. I was actually able to grab my tire and shake it. Would that be a kingpin issue?
Now you said it's the inside edge of the left front tire, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Does the truck have a slight right pull?
No. Well, actually, it did. It never had it until 3 months ago when I hit a big old pothole. That was my next question I had for you. But I mean, I've always had that wear since I've had the tire. You know, it's like it just gradually wore. But I've never had a pull. It tracked straight down the middle. I can let go on the highway and it goes straight.
Okay. So it doesn't pull to the right, but you do have a little bit of a road wander problem, right?
Not that I can feel. All the roads that I run are 2-lane roads in Central Texas. So I mean, they're all crowned pretty bad. So it's really hard to. I have never when I was on a major interstate, I'd never noticed it.
Does the truck have a vibration between 45 and 55 miles an hour in the steering wheel?
A slight vibration because I run 53 all the time.
Okay.
So I'm at a low RPM on a tall gear. But
the vibration,
it's been like that since day one.
Vibration and the inside edge of the left tire says that you probably have a very slight, maybe a 32nd of an inch toe out. Okay?
A toe out. Okay.
And that will probably solve those two things. Now, if your drag link is bad, if it's got too much play in it, you should replace that anyway. But the drag link really doesn't cause a tire wear problem. It causes a handling problem.
Handling. Okay. I've never had a problem. I mean, like I said, it's been a pretty good, for a fleet truck. I mean, I bought it through the company, but it's been a pretty good truck. Okay, I'll have to take a look at it. And one other question I had is I did run into a big pothole. And when I did, my steering wheel now is basically like the center of the steering wheel, like the little Freightliner logo is now facing like the 10 o'clock position. So basically, you know, it's off by, 30 degrees. But it still runs fine.
Did you hit with the left front or the right front tire?
I hit it with what would that be? It would be the left front.
Hit it with the left front tire. The odds are your steering axle got jammed back a little bit on the left side, which changed the position of the drag link, and now you have to turn the steering wheel to the left to keep yourself going straight. So when they check your front end of the truck, they want to check to make sure the steering axle is square to the front of the truck.
Right.
Okay, now I got an alignment done, just had a wing foot, just see if there's anything wrong. Obviously, like you talked to the last guy, like they don't give you a report. It's all in spec, and that's exactly what the guy told me. So I guess I would have to go. I go past Centromatic at least once a week, so it would be best to take it to them since they're an MD alignment and have them check that out.
Did they give you a printout with the alignment machine?
They did. And of course, you're asking for that, and I probably don't have it where I can get to it. I'd have to probably call back with that information. I don't have it. I just filed all my paperwork.
If it's a Hunter alignment machine, it will give you a setback measurement in degrees, and the measurement should be not more than 0.06 degrees. If it's more than that, it's telling you the axle's crooked.
0.06. Okay. Oh yeah, I'll take it to Centromatic. And last question, I'm going to get some. I need to get new shocks. I needed to get them 400,000 miles ago, and I'm going to go over to. There's a customer that does work on my truck over Redneck Diesel and Performance over in Hutchins, Texas. They're going to give me. I was going to at least put shocks in the front, but I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet and get shocks for all. Get stick shocks. Those shocks help me with tire life, and if they do, why?
They will help a little bit with tire life because they keep the tires from bouncing on the road. They keep them on the road so you got firm contact all the time. When the tire comes off the road and bounces back down, that impact causes the tire to squirm and causes it to wear.
Okay.
So keeping the rubber on the road is a good thing.
Yep.
For $2,300, do you think it's definitely? I mean, because like I said, this is a short wheelbase truck. It's only a 230, and I run Texas 2-lane roads, and I run slow, and I run, like I said, I don't go off road, but I run the shoulders a lot to let trucks pass me, so they don't flick me off. Would that be a really beneficial addition to my truck?
$2,300 for what?
For the Road King shocks installed.
Oh, for the Road King shock. I have no experience in testing Road King shocks, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I hear they're pretty good.
I'll put them on and I'll report back to you. I'm so glad that you guys are on Sunday nights because I'm really trying to. I mean, I'm a fuel economy guru. I try to, I get over 8 miles per gallon running flatbed in Texas, with the fleet truck, and I just my goal is to hit 9, which I think I'll do in the next few weeks once I get a few other modifications done. But next is really being one with the alignments and the tires. So I really appreciate you guys being on the air, and thank you very much.
Not a problem. You have a good day.
Thank you for calling.
You too. Take care.
All right.
Texas,
so half right.
You half-assed?
Well, usually. But I was half right.
Okay. We got more questions. We're running out of time. Let's get some more done.
Oh, we got 20 minutes.
Do we have 20 minutes?
Yeah, this one's 517, which I think is again Ohio.
You think it's Ohio?
I think.
I'm going to go Carolina.
Okay. Maybe. Who knows? Where are you from?
Yeah, Michigan.
Michigan.
And if you're from Michigan, you've never met somebody from Ohio you didn't hate, and you can't really say why.
There you go.
What you got?
I want to talk to you about air pressure.
Okay.
I have a 02 Freightliner Columbia single axle truck. I pull a single axle trailer. I normally weigh about 35,000 pounds.
You normally weigh about how much? You broke up.
About 35,000 is my normal weight over half the time.
Okay.
And I might be a little heavier the rest of the time, and I've been running them at 110. Do you think that's too much or too less because of the late duty?
You're carrying about 12. You're carrying about 12,000 pounds on the steer axle. You're carrying about 20,000 pounds on each your drive and your trailer axle. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, I'm actually less than that. I'm usually only 35,000 total.
35,000 total.
I was hearing 70.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I got Michelin XDA 3 pluses on steer and drives.
All right. I'm going to figure 17,000 on each drive axle and 12,000 on the steer axle is going to be your maximum legal load. Does that sound right?
Correct.
Okay. I would stick with about, you could run 110 and everything if that made you feel good. But the steer tires are carrying more weight per tire than your driving trailers are.
Always.
And I would rather see the steers at 120 and everything else at about 100, and I'd be real happy.
Because they're always overpressure. You're always running your drive tires over pressure. Nobody runs them at the proper pressure. So 100 is probably good no matter what you're carrying.
Right.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate it.
No problem, buddy. You have yourself a good day.
All right.
All right, you too.
Bye. So
Michigan. Well, that's just north of Jamaica.
You really want to hear from somebody.
I'm looking for, hey, man, I'm from Jamaica.
That didn't pass.
That wasn't it?
No. Nobody was fooled.
That's like a gringo trying to talk Mexican, huh?
I don't even know you were trying to talk Mexican. I don't really know what you were doing.
Okay. Make a note. Let's go to the next guy here.
765. 765.
765. Oh. I don't know. I'm in Tennessee.
Okay. Missouri.
Okay. All right. Hello there.
Hello, you were both wrong. It's Indiana.
And we're surprised?
Oh. Shame on you guys. You're supposed to know all this stuff. Hey,
this is the one thing we don't know.
Okay. Well, I've been a fan of the empty alignments ever since Kevin first turned us on to them years ago, and I've used I've used the Volvo dealer up in Fort Wayne, Vomac, and I've always gotten real good service from them. I've got an '06 Volvo. I bought it new. It's a V&M, so it's short nose, air ride front axle. I've always run good quality steer tires. I'm running the Yokohama 617. I am a single axle, and I run light all the time. I pull cargo trailers on a light-duty step deck, so my gross weight overall hardly exceeds 45, even when I'm fully loaded. I've never had trouble until about 3 months ago when I went for my DOT. My right kingpin was worn. I had it replaced. My steers, I run Centromatics as well as the counteract first time river wear on my right front steer, and it would be inside of the first groove. So it'd be between the first and second groove on the right side only. No alignment issues as far as toe because I don't have any feathering. No other symptoms other than that river wear in that one section of the tire. Any thoughts?
That was the same side that the kingpin went out on?
That is correct.
Okay, then the kingpin allowing the tire to wiggle back and forth caused the footprint to distort and caused the tire wear to start. Now, these tires were on before the kingpin went out, right?
That is correct, but at the same time, I rotated them side to side, so that tire was on the left side first.
Okay.
Well, either way.
No, not either way. If that tire was on the left side before the kingpin went bad, the kingpin was bad, and then it was moved to the right side. I can't blame the kingpin for that tire wear.
I wasn't thinking of blaming the kingpin at all. I was going to ask, is it a Michelin XCA3?
What brand is that tire?
I'm sorry, ask me again.
What brand is that tire?
It's a Yokohama 617.
And you're running what inflation?
110.
Okay, now I know you say you're running light, but do you know how much the front axle in your truck weighs when you're empty?
Yeah, it will scale.
I lost you. Are you there?
You might have lost him completely.
Yeah,
Are you there?
Yes, yeah, I'm here. Between 11.8 and 12.
11.8
and 12.
And 12, yeah.
That's why he's got that air ride front end.
Yeah, you're running the air ride front end because you're so heavy on the front.
Yeah.
110 in that tire is the absolute minimum inflation it requires. And if you run a little light on air, it will tend. He just took him off. He just moved. I just watched him move off. He's not talking to us anymore.
Apparently, well, are you sure he's not talking to us, or did he just?
No, he was right there. I just watched it move over.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, is he there at all? 765?
I don't know. I don't see it. Well, either way, I guess we can answer his
we'll answer his question. Yeah, okay. If you run at the minimum inflation, the tires, when you step on the brakes and stuff, are overinflated, and the footprint will buckle, and you'll start getting that second rib and river wear pattern.
Especially on the Yokohama.
Yeah, especially in Oklahoma, and the 399 Goodyear is notorious for it. You need more air. And I like 10 pounds over whatever that sidewall says, because the sidewall, again, is the minimum inflation.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
All right, very good. If he comes back in, we'll talk to him. But who do we have next?
Well, how much more air does he need for that Yokohama?
10 pounds.
617. So he needs to go from 110 to 120.
To 120.
That's what we recommend for that, and
I recommend it for everybody on their steers.
We actually work with like Yokohama engineers at
I haven't worked with Yokohama engineers for several years. I did for clinical, but it's been a while.
The 617 was out at the time.
Yeah, and we still find all of them just need more air.
Need more air.
Yeah.
120 for that.
All right. What's the next area code?
801.
Texas.
I think it's in the call center of America, right next to the 800.
Yeah.
Wherever you call to get the 800 numbers for
the 801 is right next to him.
So he's in customer support.
Customer support. I'm going Texas, and my second guess is Jamaica.
Okay. Where are you at?
I had a brother that went to Jamaica.
Cool. I won one.
It's a Utah number.
Utah. Okay.
I just wanted to make a comment. One of the callers said that they were putting a lot of weight on one side of the rim to balance it out. What you do is take the tire and actually rotate it on the rim, and that'll take a lot of that weight off. When you
Oftentimes it can. If you've got a rim that's got a problem and you rotate the tire on the rim, you can equalize the weight.
Yeah.
That's also called match mounting on a lot of tires. So yes, you're correct. Sometimes that's a good option.
I've had to do that a couple times actually.
I thank you for the comment. You have a good day, and go to Jamaica.
Okay.
Mike,
Okay.
have you ever been to Jamaica?
No, I've never been.
No.
I've been to Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic.
Yes.
With,
And I've been to Trinidad.
William.
Yes, with William. And I've been to Panama.
Also with William.
Yes. And this summer, it looks like I may be going to Santiago, Chile.
Again, with William.
In addition to going back to British Columbia
Not
and Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Yeah, I have to wait until all the snow melts.
Okay.
Then I'm going up there.
All right. I suspect that their name was actually developed by the chattering of their teeth.
Well, it could have been.
Tried to say something else.
Saskatchewan. Do you know where Moose Jaw is?
No, I don't.
6 feet in front of Moose Ass. It's right up there in Manitoba.
Oh,
okay.
cute.
What do we got?
Oh, we've got the 217 area code.
217.
Isn't that also Indiana?
Okay, you go Indiana,
Yeah.
and I will go Illinois.
Okay.
All right, what do we got?
Well,
Are
it's
you
not
there?
Texas. I'm here. And it's not Texas. You got her, Illinois.
Illinois.
Illinois. Just listening to you on this air pressure. I think my steers, I'm doing all right. You know, the higher. I got the Michelin XZA3 Plus, and I run like 125 to 130 in my steers. I have since they was new. Got centromatics on them. I'm pushing about just short of 280,000 on them right now, and I'm just about to change them out. So I think everything's pretty good there.
Wait a minute. Back up. Wait a minute. 285,000 miles on a steer tire?
277 and some change right now.
But I have been told all my life that you cannot run a steer tire more than 100,000 miles because it's unsafe.
You haven't been told
Well,
that.
they don't. I can prove it to you. And I just had the kingpins replaced in an 07 Volvo. I just had the kingpins put in about a month ago, and they said they've been shot for quite some time. And I've still got nearly 280,000 out of the steers.
That's awesome.
With bad kingpins, you got 200.
But he's got centromatics, and he's running 125 to 130 PSI.
Nice.
Is that right?
Yep, that's correct. I've done that. I didn't figure that was too much. A little stiff ride, but my question, you're
That's
saying in the drives, I hear you talking run a little lower pressure. I got singles on Michelin singles, and I run 120
Singles are different.
What's that?
Singles are different. Singles are different than duals. Okay.
Okay.
Duals only require 75 psi. Super singles require 100, 110, 120. I'd have to look at the chart on them to see what their pressure is. Totally different number.
Yep. You will. Yeah.
Yeah,
You will.
I figured they was, but I do 120 to 125 in the singles.
Sure. No problem.
Yep.
That's what you got.
That was really all I was curious about, just, the air in them there.
A steer tire is carrying about 6,000 pounds, maybe 6,600, depending on if you have a 12,000-pound front axle or a 13,200-pound axle. The drive and trailer tires in each wheel position are carrying 8,500 pounds if you're running super singles. So a steer tire is carrying 6,000 pounds, a super single is carrying 8,500 pounds.
Takes a lot of air
Yeah, but a dual wheel is only carrying 4,250
per tire.
So it depends on what you're running.
Yep. Right. All right. Well, I got a few more.
Okay.
Good enough. Thank you.
You have a great day.
All right.
Hey, you too.
285,000. I can't tell you the number of tire people I've been to, number of alignment people I've been to over the years who've told me nobody can get more than 100,000 miles out of a steer tire. Just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Oh man, that's just got to be a strange existence.
Yes.
Where you insist that you cannot do your job.
Cannot do it. There's no way you can do it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got for the next one?
Oh, the 480 area code.
480. 480. For Dominican Republic. Hello.
Hey.
Hello?
Where are you at in the Dominican Republic?
Arizona.
You're not in the Dominican Republic? Where are you at?
Arizona.
Zona. Okay. What can we do for you?
I got a question for you. I bought a set of Dayton 510 S's for a steer tire.
Okay.
And I had them for maybe 30 days. And one of them started to chunk out where it had like almost half a size of dime chunks coming out of it.
Huh.
So they replaced it. I ran another 30 days, maybe 40 days. And I went to a tire shop because I had a blowout on a drive. And they put my two steers on a machine, a balance machine. And you could see that they were just wobbling up and down.
Yeah.
And he said it's because they're a Chinese tire.
Yep.
And he also said I put the beads in there. He said that's what ruined the tire.
No, they didn't hurt him at all. Beads don't bother the inside of anybody's tire. But the fact that it's a Chinese tire goes back to my statement earlier in the show that if you don't want a regular wear, buy those because they blow out every 2 weeks and it's not a problem.
There's a few brief things you could say about, or you could actually go into a long discussion about what happened between the time that we first started importing things from Asian countries, specifically Japan, up to the point where we started getting things from China. It used to be that the Japanese stuff was really cheap compared to what the concept of what we were used to buying. But that planned obsolescence sort of worked its way into our products too. And then it sort of became where Japanese products were actually really reliable. And then the Korean stuff came on the market. And that stuff was really cheap. But then they started improving the products that they were exporting, and they got a better name. Now we've got China. And unfortunately, it's just going to take a long time.
Yeah, they're going to take some time to develop those tires to where they'll really run. I've heard some people say that the double coin does pretty good. I haven't had personal experience with that, so I can't say that myself. But if we buy Chinese tires today, I don't see getting good mileage out of them.
Just don't even expect it.
Well, he said one of the reasons was instead of having it lead balanced, I put the bag in there, and he said if the tire only needed an ounce, well then you threw in 12 ounces of beads, and you ruined the tire. No.
What happens if you throw in the extra balance in there? The bag tears, the bead spreads around the tire, and it will only concentrate 1 ounce in the area where it needs 1 ounce. The rest of it will just disperse itself around.
Right. This is a really, really common
misconception
of balancing material, not just in truck tires, but for all sorts of conditions in all sorts of environments where balancing is necessary. Using free-floating material is a way to do it.
Yeah, the guy doesn't understand what the balance bead stuff does,
or he's trying to sell weights.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I've been to Chad now twice on 2 other trucks that I owned. But the guy at this tire shop, they also lined the truck. And I said to him, I said, well, the airbags are out of alignment there. He goes, well, it doesn't really matter. He said, I could charge you $600 to put them in alignment, but it's not going to do anything for your alignment. That's not true.
Is this a Freightliner truck?
Yeah, it's a Freightliner.
And because the leaf springs on a Freightliner are mounted below the drive axle instead of on top of it, all the weight is pulling on the U-bolts. And as the U-bolts stretch and get looser, the airbags start sliding toward the middle of the truck on the bottom, and they'll tilt in on the bottom. That's an indication your U-bolts are loose, and if the U-bolts are loose, you cannot hold the alignment.
Okay. Well, I purchased a Firestone 591 steer tire.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Did I do better?
Yeah, that's a good tire.
Okay. And I
Seen
had it
some
lead
good miles.
balanced.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
We appreciate it. Thank you. You have a good one.
Arizona. Arizona. What do we got? How much time we got?
We're actually past time, and we've got 2 callers left.
You got 3 left.
No, this one's done.
This one's done. Okay, we got 2
callers
left.
So we'll click
Let's
on
see
two.
what we can do.
This one's 530, and isn't that Oregon?
5:30. No, that was 5:03.
Okay.
5:30.
No, I don't know.
Idaho.
Where you
Idaho.
Hello.
Hello there. Where are you out of?
Chico, California.
California. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
That's not getting close.
Okay, real quick. I just 2010 Volvo. I want to purchase some tires all the way around. What tires do you recommend, Michelin?
Well, I recommend a tire that'll run good, and it's cheap.
Okay. All right. Run good. It is cheap. Okay. Sounds good. So any tire out there, as long as it's cheap and it's running good.
Are you a line haul driver?
Yeah, I run LA to Portland.
Okay. And you got a tandem drive axle truck?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Did you hear the list of tires that we mentioned earlier in the show that were all good tires?
No, I missed it about halfway through. So
Okay, all right. Michelin makes a great line haul steer tire. Continental has a great line haul steer tire. Bridgestone does. Goodyear does. Yokohama does. All 5 of those make a good line haul steer tire that I'm familiar with.
They all have.
Okay.
Well, they almost all have a secondary brand.
They all have. Most of them have a secondary brand. Like Michelin has BF Goodrich, and Goodyear has Dunlop, and Bridgestone has Firestone, and they make good second line tires that are a little bit cheaper that still run.
Right. Now, is among all those. So if we were to knowing that that's out there, among all those, are any of them not worth the money you spent?
No, all of them make a good tire.
All right. So no matter which one you get, if you're willing to spend the money, you're going to get the money back out of it. So if you're not willing to spend the money on an XCA3 because it's a lot of money, getting any of the other premium steer tires, as long as you're aligned properly, as long as you keep the pressure up, as long as everything gets mounted and balanced properly, you're going to be happy.
Right. And then it depends on the dealer you're talking to, where you're going to get the best deal with and who you can work with the best.
Right.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Okay?
Okay. Have a good day now.
You have a great day and stay safe.
All right. Good luck.
Okay. Bye-bye. You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. One more. We're gonna
right.
one more guy.
The 310 area code.
310.
I'm not even going to play the game.
310.
Past time.
Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Where are you from?
How about LA?
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 Cool. Yep.
Well, we got 2 in a row. Cool.
Yep.
What can we do for you?
About a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Anyways, I run XDA2 Energy on the steers. The only tire I run on the steer on a car hauler, low pro 22s. And I wanted to go to the XDA3 Plus, but they don't make it in that size. However,
Right.
the recommended pressure on the tire is 130. So if
Yes.
I take your advice, should I bump that up to 140?
Yes. Definitely.
Yep.
Really?
And Continental makes a tire in that size that I've seen really good results with.
Okay, I'll check that out. The other thing too, I used to run Yokohama TY303 drive tires. And they're very, very hard to get a hold of now. It's like a month or two waiting, back order. Do you know of any other Yokohama tire that's comparable to that?
No, I don't. Not in the Yokohama, but again, I would look at Continental.
I've been running Continental HDRs, but I've used to run the TY33 Yokohamas, and I had really, really good luck with them. They were perfect. They were comfortable, and it had good grip on the road.
But I think they changed that tire, didn't they? Or they discontinued it?
I think so. That's
Yeah.
the story I'm getting. Yeah.
Yep.
My right side on the drive seems to wear
faster than my left side.
Is it a tandem drive or single drive?
Tandem.
And is it the right side on both tires, both axles, or just on one axle?
On both axles.
And is it wearing faster on the inside edge of the inside tire, or is it all the way across both tires?
All the way across.
All the way across both tires.
Yeah.
What inflation are you running?
Time, I'll probably, on those side, you run 120.
120 at each tire back there. And what does the sidewall call for on those tires?
120.
120.
Yep. 5.
Yeah. That's the problem, those 55s. I'm guessing, okay? Is there any severe irregular wear on those right tires compared to the left tires? Or are they all just smooth and worn out?
And they're just smooth, perfectly straight across. You can put a straight edge on there. They're perfectly, wear down exactly the same. But let's say I run them a year, I'll have to, rotate them because I'll be at least 1/30 seconds or maybe 2/30 seconds lower than left side.
Do you rotate your tires at all?
Yes.
So you're crossing your tires, Xing them?
Yes.
And how do you decide when you're going to X them?
When I feel like it. Usually about 50, 60,000.
What you should be doing is you should be measuring the tread depth, and when one is 3 or 4 30 seconds more worn than the other side of the truck, you should X them.
Yep.
So you wear them out as sets.
That's what I've been doing since I figured that out, and I have been doing that, but it still drives me crazy why the right side wears faster than the left side.
Let's talk about what makes a tire wear faster. There's 3 things that make a tire wear faster on a drive position. 1 is extra horsepower being applied to that side, and 2 is extra braking being applied. Now, if there was extra horsepower or extra braking, those tires would have a lot of heel and toe wear, and the other side of the axle would not have a lot of heel and toe. That tells me the horsepower or the braking is all going to one side.
Okay.
The third thing that causes the tire to wear faster on one side of the truck than the other is more weight. And if the tilt of the road and the high loads you've got on that car hauler are causing more weight on the right side than the left side, the tires are going to wear faster.
I see. That makes sense.
And I suspect you run a lot of 2-lane roads, don't you?
Yeah, I would say about 35% of my driving, yes.
And that could be the whole thing. It could simply be that one side of the truck's got more weight on it than the other.
But the fact that the wearing smooth is good because it means we're not talking about a mechanical issue.
Or horsepower or braking. It's just weight.
It isn't that there's a brake hung up. It isn't that there's a gear issue. It's just one side is literally wearing faster than the other. That's actually not that bad a problem.
Okay?
Okay. And I've
buddy.
had some Chinese tires on the trailer years ago, Freestar brand, and those suckers wear like steel, except for their sidewalls aren't worth a crap.
Yeah. All righty, buddy. Well, you have yourself a great day. Thank you.
Appreciate the help. Thank you.
And we appreciate all of you listening to us this week, talking about the stomach churns and the wheel runs and the hospital got shut down and somebody's in a coma.
The BLB bubbles.
BLB bubbles. Have a good one. We'll talk to you again next week. And next week we're going to talk about bent rims or mismounted spoke rims.
Wow. That'll be a short conversation.
Yeah, and then we'll take calls.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on Rolling Toe. If you like what you heard here, leave us a rating and review on iTunes or listen to our other shows at audioroad.letstruck.com. To get in touch with our tribe, call us at 855-800-FUEL. That's 855-800-3835. Thanks for joining us for the ride down the audio road.